Okay, so we have our face look working now, and the bangs are following with it, which is good. However, you can see that her bangs reveal a little bit of her head on top. It looks like it's just on that left side, so we need to go back and readjust our positions now, including our bangs. So I'm going to do what I did earlier. I'm going to select both the X and Y position of the null facial features. I'm going to click Alt-Shift+, and that removes the expression that's attached to the X and Y position. And that's Option-Shift+ on a Mac. And now let's go ahead and test this. So we need to move our time slider all the way to the left, and we need to adjust everything so that it fits that bangs situation. So with the X position, instead of going all the way to -15, let's try -10. That seems like it covered it. And oops, I don't want all three of these selected, so let's go ahead and undo what we did. Make sure that that's still at 0. That's at +10, so we're going to set this one to -10. All right. And it looks like that solved everything. I'm not seeing the bang suddenly revealing something unexpected. So I'm going to go into Duik. I'm going to click on Links and Constraints, Connector Options, and I'm going to click on my blue dot for face look and say Pick Control. Alright, so now it should say Control Face Look here in the description. Let's click on X, make sure the X axis is selected, and click on Properties. That'll turn red to indicate that it's attached to the face slider. Let's click on Y, set the axis to Y instead, and choose Properties. That should set the bottom one, so let's go ahead and test that out. Oh, not quite what I was looking for. Let's undo that then. And it looks like the issue is in the down position. So let's change this down to 5. Oh, don't do what I did before. We just want this last one. We'll set this to 5 and this to -5. Alright, let's test that out. We've still got everything selected as before, so I'm just going to click on Properties. And that seems like it's not quite solving it. Okay, let's do something else then, because I like how the face is looking around without the bangs. So let's leave how the face is for a minute. And right now, oh, oops, let's go back. All right, instead, let's go ahead and set that back where it goes. I'm going to click on both my facial feature positions, and I'm going to do Alt-Shift+. That removes that expression. Let's not attach the bangs to the facial features. We'll set it to none. Okay, and now our facial features we can reconnect to our rig. Let's go ahead and set the Y position, the X position. Okay, so it should be just controlling the bangs again. Alright, let's go into the bangs and just adjust things. So we want the X position to be all the way over to the left. And we want the bangs to move with it. So I'm going to set that until it just starts to show that edge of the head. And then let's scroll all the way over to frame 2. And I want that to be, oh, whoops. Let's undo that. I'm going to zero these out first. Alright, so I'm going to go to frame 1. Let's select both of these and click Add 0. Now we can move those bangs over. So I'm going to select both X positions and scooch that over. It looks like we're going to -2 probably, maybe -5. -2 it is. All right, and let's do the other direction. We're going to go to +2. And if we move her facial features all the way over, that should look pretty much natural. So let's go ahead and connect these X positions to the facial features. I'm going to click on X position and X position, go back into Duik, and as long as that's still set to the face look slider, we're all good, and we want the axis set to X. We're just going to click on properties. So now the X position of the bangs and all of the facial features on the X position are all linked to that constraint. So let's go ahead and test it. Looks good so far. All right, so now we just need to deal with the Y position. I'm going to switch this to Y for now. And let's go into the Y position of the bangs. So remember, if we're on 0, 0, that's the slider looking up. So let's adjust the facial features to match. All right, and let's move the bangs up to fit those facial features. I don't want it to be so high that we can see the curvature of her noggin. So I'm thinking -3, and then let's go to frame 2. We'll move that face look down, and let's go +3 just to see if the evenness works out. It doesn't look like it did over here. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Alright, we might have it uneven. Let's just see how that looks. Ooh. Let's go ahead and attach the Y positions to our facial features property. And let's go ahead and test that out. That looks awkward. Let's keep going. Not as bad as I thought it would be over there. Okay. Alright. Other than this little gap right here, I think we're pretty good. Let's just set that back to 0. And I want to undo this so it looks like it's undone already. So the issue is when she looks down and to the left, like this, the bangs are not covering it. So for the X position, it's already linked. So we can already just work on the Y position. And we know the issue is when it's down here. So now we can adjust it so that it works with it. Let's go ahead and move that up just a little. We'll say -3 still. And then on this one, let's call that, oh, sorry, it can't be -3 because this first frame is -3. That won't work. So our starting place is +3. We might want it at 0.5. Maybe a little bit more than that even, 0.25. We want to still see some sense of motion is the issue. We don't want it to feel like it's holding still in between these two frames. So even just a little bit of motion is going to be better than nothing. And then we want this other one to move as well. We're going to set that at +3. Let's say +2. There we go. It looks like it's covering almost everything except that little sliver right there. I'm okay with that, so let's go ahead and move forward with the Y position selected. On both of these, I'm going to move this back to 0, 0. Oh. There we go. Y position is selected for both of the bangs. I'm still on the face look controller, so I'm going to click on properties. And let's get that all fixed now. That is looking much better. All right, let's get the hair working now. We set this up a little bit so we know that the X position is working. And remember, with this, we want it to be reverse the direction of the face because we want it to feel as though as she looks right, her hair moves left. So as she looks to the left, her hair should move right. And down is up here, so in this situation, when she looks up on this first frame, her hair back needs to move down. Oh my goodness, that is quite a lot. Let's go for, we can probably do +2. Doesn't have to be too much. And let's go for -2. Okay, let's give that a shot. All right, so I'm gonna grab all of these keys and I wanna press F9 on my keyboard. Oh. Let's do that again. And it's going to ease the keys. And let's go back in to the hair position. And it's still set to Y, so we're going to do the Y position first. Move that down a little. Click on Properties. And let's switch it to the X-axis. Select the X position and click on Properties. Alright, so now let's test it. When she looks up, her head looks up. From the buffering view, it's looking really good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shrink all of this down, and I want to scooch this in down to about 2 seconds, something really short. It doesn't matter exactly. And I'll squeeze this back open. That might help with the buffering speed a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but maybe a little. So let's start there. I'm going to push P on my keyboard under face look for the controller, and I'm going to start my stopwatch just to animate this change. So we're going to start up. We'll have her look down. Couldn't select it for a second, that's pretty weird. Okay, up, down. It's doing that again. Why is it doing that? That's so strange. Alright, let's pause the recording.